Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Spying Cars, Threats and Practical Solutions. We will be joined on stage by Gaurav, and he is an information security leader and a board advisor with over 15 years of experience leading complex technology programs at large organisations in India, the UK and Australia. He regularly speaks at and chairs key security events across Australia and New Zealand. Beyond his professional life, he is committed to giving back to the community through his volunteer work with the SES, New South Wales Cyber Business Exchange and AWSN. Can everyone please join me with a warm welcome for Gaurav? Just a quick reminder, if you do have any questions, please pop them through the app in the Q&A section.
Good morning, everyone. My presentation explores real-world security and privacy risks in connected cars. So I'll be naming names, but the intention is not to criticize any specific brands, but to highlight systemic issues, security and privacy risks associated with connected cars. And if there is anybody here working for those car companies that I'm going to name names, more than happy to come and have a chat and be corrected. If anything I present is factually incorrect, please let me know at the end of this conversation. So cars used to symbolize freedom. Now they track almost everything we do, from conversations to locations, biometrics to browser history, your social media activities. We willingly allow our cars to see everything. And the most puzzling part is we don't treat them like we do our smartphones. We should. Or we should treat them just like we do our other smart listening devices, whether it's Alexa or your Google Dot or Echo, any other device in our homes. There is no typo up there, just to be clear. You wouldn't hand over your browsing history, live location, and private conversations to strangers in foreign countries. Yet, that's exactly what we do every day just by driving one of those connected cars. What connected cars collect, analyze, and share with foreign entities, even including foreign government entities, should shock us. But the connected car ecosystem is deceivingly and purposefully designed to glorify features over privacy or safety. Naming names, happy to be corrected. BYD's privacy policy, publicly available privacy policy, confirms that it shares personal and financial data with third parties across 16 different countries, including China, India, Japan, and several in Europe. BYD's privacy policy admittedly allows data sharing with other organizations not in their group, which includes entities under Chinese jurisdiction, including the Chinese government. Hyundai and Kia are owned by the same parent entity, Hyundai Motor Group. Admittedly, they publish a list of countries where they send our personal, financial, health, mental, highly intimate data. They also admit this list is not exhaustive. They admit that they can transfer our data to countries not listed in their privacy policies. And it should not be surprising that an overseas third-party entity, whether private or government, is not going to protect our data in compliance with Australian privacy laws. Once data goes overseas, they would comply, if they do, to their local or national privacy laws, not Australian privacy laws. Last year, several customers in Australia reported that their BYD car, an external attacker or somebody could call into the BYD car. All connected cars come with their baked-in SIM cards, just like our iPads do or other connected devices do. Cars have their own SIM cards. Last year, several customers in Australia reported that external people could call into their BYD car and listen into the conversations without the drivers ever knowing that was happening. And once some customers find out, they replicated that scenario, and the car did not show any visible signs of an incoming call or a call in progress. So an external person could be listening in to any conversation going on in an BYD car without anybody knowing. Yes, connected cars provide a lot of convenience, but here's the real price. We have replaced our car keys with mobile phone apps. But what it does is we have invited software bugs that we could see the car keys, we can't see the software bugs that we are inviting through those apps in our mobile phones, and in turn, into our personal lives. I say our, not just the driver, it includes everybody we bring along in our cars, our friends, our family members. We have gained crash alerts, but we have given away insurers, car insurers, a window into our driving habits, our skills, or our driving knowledge. We've welcomed AI behind the wheels, but we have also let it map every move we make. We asked our cars to listen, but now they never stop. In that BYD scenario I spoke, it was shown that the listening in was working even if the car was turned off. The listening doesn't stop. We got navigation, but we ignore the invisible ankle monitors tracking and recording every move we make. Every smart feature is a surveillance node. Every upgrade you make to a software-defined car is a trade through your privacy, through your personal information. The car companies sold us glossy features. They promised freedom, but what we bought was surveillance with leather seats and AI. That's what we buy, but what we're getting is surveillance. The traditional car ecosystem was fairly closed. There were still a few parties with self-interest, but those parties were far fewer in number. The modern car ecosystem is so different, it's hard to understand, hard to fathom, it's extremely complex. It's an expansive, data-rich network involving not just manufacturers, fleet companies, resellers, but software vendors, cloud platforms, telematics companies, insurers, and third-party service platforms. A car ecosystem has become as complicated as an IT ecosystem with data center on wheels. All of those using and often abusing our information to maximize their business interests and profit margins. Today's cars are no longer just machines. They're rolling smartphones with wheels, sensors, SIM cards, and software. They have become always online. Always online. Your car is online even if it's turned off. An always online mobile surveillance device surveilling you, your family, your friends. And this is not a wild idea. Surveillance as a service, SaaS. And who knew surveillance as a service was a thing? Surveillance as a service is not a wild thing. It's not just an academic thing happening in a laboratory. It's literally the industry pitch. It's literally how the connected car industry makes money. It's how companies involved in this industry communicate or advertise themselves to other parties in that ecosystem. Apple CarPlay isn't present in almost all modern cars. This month, literally a few days ago, Google announced that Google Gemini is coming to your cars. Conversational AI tools are already collecting and sharing data from inside your cars, conversational data, and sharing, storing, God knows where, not just in Australia, across the world. This is real. I don't need you to pay too much attention or try and read what's happening there. Luxoft is a company that has developed a technology called Moteur technology, designed and built to enable software platforms that go into your cars to enable continuous surveillance. And that continuous surveillance is their industry pitch. They're like, we are so good at surveilling by us. And monetization. This is literally from their website homepage. You don't have to muck around to find where it is, this statement. You go to luxsoft.com, you would find this statement in bold letters on the landing page of the website. Use Mote technology. Have a second to read it. That surveillance and data sharing, monetization of your data is literally the industry pitch. That's surveillance, commercialized surveillance baked into our cars firmware. Is it really our car anymore? Are we car customers anymore? We're not. We have become products, just like in many other situations. Yet again, with connected cars, we are not the customer, we are the product. Diving tiny bit into, okay, how does it really work? Okay, this is what happens, but exactly how? V2X means vehicle to everything. A connected vehicle talks to traffic lights, roads, infrastructure, mobile apps, cloud platforms, and even other cars on the road. That sounds very smart. As we discussed, it has a lot of advantages until you start asking questions about your data. What data are these cars collecting when they are communicating with everything? Where are they sending that data? Who are they sharing that data with? Where is that data going outside Australia? How are those companies in turn selling on our data to other companies? That supply chain is almost endless. The ecosystem of companies willing to monetize our data is almost endless. Where is that data going? What are those companies doing with our data? That sharing is not just limited with insurance companies in Australia. That's just one impact that's very obvious, but there's many, many other impacts that are not so obvious. The everything, the everything in that V2X includes APIs, IoT modules, mobile networks, and software attacks that open doors to security and privacy nightmares. Continuous connectivity means continuous exposure. And most of us is invisible to us. Most of us are not mechanics or electronic engineers. We have very limited ability or visibility to understand the security and privacy risks these technologies present to us and our families. Every additional data stream these V2X cars expose, sensors and cloud connection expands that attack surface. So what really does that attack surface look like? I would explain all these terms in a tiny bit detail. The sensors in our cars, most importantly, the OBD is onboard diagnostic. It's literally a port that goes right under your steering wheel. If you've taken your car for servicing and if you've watched a mechanic plug a tiny computer to your car to diagnose your car, you would know what an OBD, onboard diagnostic port in a car means. It's literally underneath your steering wheel. A mechanic connects it, so that onboard diagnostic port gives critical, almost unauthenticated, open door access to all the data that's sitting in your car. In 2015, and the reason I'm presenting a 10-year-old case is to highlight how old these attacks are and how pervasive these attacks are. In 2015, researchers hijacked into Chevrolet Corvette's onboard diagnostic port remotely. They didn't need to touch the car. They didn't need to be in the vicinity of the car. It was a connected Chevrolet Corvette. As long ago as in 2015, 10 years ago, they remotely hacked into that car through a mobile dongle. Keyless entry systems, your mobile apps, are routinely exploited using relay and replay attacks. I'm sure a lot of us, you would have seen videos on social media of thieves stealing cars without having physical access to the keys by using cheap relay and replay devices that can amplify the signal from your mobile app or a smart key without ever having access to the physical key. The key could be sitting inside your house. Those devices allow the signals transmitted from those keys to be amplified, and they And those thefts happen in a matter of less than 60 seconds. It doesn't take too long. There are heaps of videos online if you want to have a look at them. Infotainment systems in your cars have become favored attack vectors. In a recent Jeep Cherokee attack, researchers remotely took control of a vehicle's steering and brake system, leading to Jeep recalling 1.4 million vehicles across the world. That shows you the scale of the impact that had. In 2022, a German researcher managed to compromise 25, he was a researcher, was kind, only 25 Teslas across 13 different countries, just to prove a point, it's not localized. 25 Teslas across 13 different countries. He couldn't do much, but he could start the car, turn the lights off, and blast music at full volume. You're going on 110K, imagine going at 110K on M1, and the music turns on at full volume. That's a recipe for disaster. And all these cases, though all these cases I'm talking about have been from researchers in lab environments, real-world attacks have been pervasive. There's no dearth of real-world stories. Cars have been hacked, tracked, and even held for ransom. And in most cases, the victims have been just normal people like you and me, not necessarily targeted politicians or celebrities. As recent as December 2023, a breach at Nissan led to Medicare card, driver's license, your address, your car details of about 100,000 Australian customers. That number, the scale that we have become quite used to, that number doesn't sound too scary. I was talking to a lawyer yesterday, and he was like, I don't take my privacy very seriously because I know all my data is out there anyways. We've become so immune or so turned off by a lot of these attacks. But it's another vector that we didn't think that cars could be another vector of stealing our information. We've spoken about BYD, and the scary feature was that an external unauthorized person could be listening into your conversation going on in the BYD, even if the car was turned off. You turn everything off, and the call is still in progress. There's no visible indication. BYD's distributor in Australia did work with Telstra last year to resolve that issue. But again, it goes on to show there's so many vectors, threat paths, attack surfaces that we don't think of, or we should not need to think of if these technologies and car manufacturers worked diligently in compliance with privacy laws. In December last year, just 5 months ago, Hertz Australia customers had their identity documents leaked after a third-party file transfer system that Hertz uses was compromised. I live in Sydney. I flew in here for this presentation, and I was renting a car from a car company. I was like, do you really need to type in my driver's license detail in that third-party system that you have no idea about? I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to make the life of that lady early in the morning very difficult. But she was like, I'm just doing my job. I don't know. And that's the world we live in. We don't know. None of us people are involved. The person behind the counter, the person on the other side of the counter, we are so unaware of what that application is that I'm punching a driver's license information in, address information, email, phone number. It's not sci-fi. It's happening. These are real-world attack paths, exploited, documented, and still largely unmitigated. Why? It's not just the insecure software. It's the weakness of the security and privacy laws in Australia that enables all this is legal. None of this that car companies are doing in Australia is illegal. Technically, all of this is legal because the Australian privacy law is yet to catch up. They're not doing anything illegal. You can't sue BYD for listening in or allowing an attacker to listening in, or Tesla captures images and videos from inside the car. Just so you know, your Tesla is capturing videos as well and sharing with companies in the US and many other countries. All of that is, technically speaking, legal. Seems far-fetched. The Women's Services Network reports that 99.3%, that's almost 100%, almost every domestic violence practitioner reporting that their client is experiencing tech abuse. And these are just reported cases. We know there are a lot of cases, domestic violence cases, people don't go report, but there's stigma, a lot of things associated with those. Almost 100% of domestic violence cases reported have tech abuse angle associated with it. And car tracking is a modern form of tech abuse facilitated by connected cars. And before you blame them, connected car mobile apps that we willingly download on our mobile phones, we share the blame. We are part of that problem. We download those software. Nobody tells us to. We download a lot of those vulnerable mobile apps on our mobile devices. So it's not us versus them. We are part of the problem as well. In a 2023 case in the US, Tesla legally admitted, not on a website, not a conference statement, Tesla legally admitted in a subpoena statement that Tesla has no policy to prevent abuses from utilizing its technology to stalk their victims. I'll relate this to when we talk about solutions, but please just emphasizing that point. In a legal case, they admitted, Tesla, we have no policy to stop an abuser from using our technology to stalk their victims. A recent Choice study, Choice is a foundation in Australia that conducts a lot of study. A recent study found that 70% of top-selling car brands in Australia collect driver data, and in many cases share or sell it without our consent or without notifying us. And here's the kicker. As I said, we are part of the problem. We probably agreed to all of that by clicking an accept button because we can't read 500 pages, or when signing 50 pages of document if buying a car in person because we don't want to spend time reading those. We are too eager to go pop the champagne bottle. We are part of the problem. Kia and Hyundai record your voice commands and pass them on to an AI training company called Cerence, or Cerence, if I'm pronouncing their name correctly, in the US. C-E-R-E-N-C-E, if you want to look them up. As I said, Tesla captures and shares in-car images and videos, not just images, videos. Toyota monitors how you brake, among everything else. They collect a ton of data. You look at their privacy policy, you'd be like, why in the world would you collect all that data about me? In addition to all of that, they collect how you brake, monitor. They not just collect, they're monitoring how you brake, how you corner, and how you accelerate. Mazda, Ford, and BYD go even further, linking our driver behavior and in-car data with our publicly available browsing history, our social media activity, and even hashed email addresses. All of this is from their publicly available privacy policy. I'm not making any of that up. They match your data they collect from your cars with your email address, with your social media activity, with your publicly available browsing history to create a very targeted, detailed profile. It's very individual. I know it's you. It's not that person. This data is about you, that individual right there, to share with insurers and advertisers. BYD openly states on their privacy policy that your data can be shared with any third party in China. And under Chinese law, that includes Chinese government, leading to concerns about foreign interference or foreign surveillance. US government doesn't use BYD, doesn't allow their government employees to use BYD cars. We don't have any such restrictions in Australia. And before I reveal the last bit, this research is based on publicly available privacy policies, not pen testing, not security testing of cars. Limited research based on limited publicly available information. Based on that limited information, only Mitsubishi, Subaru, and Isuzu you do not collect your personal data from connected cars as of this research back last year. But the challenge is this research was limited in its scope, in its scale. It's not exhaustive. What it does, it generally serves to highlight the lack of transparency around data collection and sharing among the connected car in the ecosystem. And most of this happens without our consent. Just downloading a mobile app that you use to connect with your smart car or buying the car in Australia is considered legal consent. You buy a car, the Australian privacy law works with default opt-in, not opt-out. When you buy a car, you are technically and legally consenting to your data being shared by that company with whoever they choose to, as long as they have published. And in case of Hyundai and Kia, they shamelessly say that this list is not exhaustive. When you download an app, for example, Tesla Mate is an app favored by many Tesla owners to control their car or manage their car. When you download an app, again, you're legally consenting. When you're starting to use that app, you're legally consenting to your data being collected and shared by that app. And this situation is not unique to Australia. In 2023, US-based Mozilla Foundation conducted a study and found that top 25 car brands in the US collect deeply personal data such as immigration status, race, facial expression, weight, health, genetic information, and the locations you visit, which, as per their privacy policy, they can potentially sell to third parties. All of that is out there in the privacy policy very openly. We just don't read those. Nissan, as by this privacy policy, this study, Nissan is accused to be the worst offender, and Toyota has an incomprehensible galaxy of 12 different privacy policies that in turn lead to hundreds of different reference or link hundreds of different other documents. Most car makers operate under weak voluntary codes, not real regulation. Unlike, as I said, unlike GDPR and CCPA, the California Privacy Act, Australian privacy laws imply consent. And under Australian privacy laws, your consent is implied. You don't even have to sign a piece of paper or click something in some cases to imply your consent. And optional disclosure. It also allows the car companies to optionally disclose if your data was part of a breach. The Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries is a independent body of 68 different car companies in Australia. Those car companies have developed an optional code that, if you read the code, you wouldn't stop laughing. It's so bad, you have to laugh at it. It ignores legal obligations under the Privacy Act, and everything that, even as weak as Australian Privacy Act is, it still has some teeth. The FCAIA's code allows its member car manufacturers to optionally comply with that code. How can you optionally comply with a legally mandatory act? And that's what car manufacturers claim, that we comply with FCAIA's code. Again, not unique to Australia. In US, very similar situation, Alliance for Automotive Innovation, fancy name, is a similar independent body of car manufacturers that have developed a very similar optional code. It doesn't get better outside the car industry. AutoISAC, I thought the security industry, as security industry, we would do a better job. But AUSCERT's code also is, admittedly, as per the website, aspirational, optional. You're encouraged, the car manufacturing companies are encouraged to comply with it, not mandatory. It gets slightly better. There are researchers in Australia popping the hood up and shining light at these practices. Dr. Catherine Camp is a world-class legal scholar at the University of New South Wales. She conducted a much overarching, larger case study in 2024, much bigger than the Choice case study in 2024, that highlighted that many car manufacturers have no Australia-specific privacy policy. Their privacy policies are just, you try and Google Tesla privacy policy, you would end up at their US website. There's no Tesla Australia privacy policy. A lot of these privacy policy bury terms in, as I said, insurmountable volume of legal documents that in turn cross-reference each other, reference many other external documents that span thousands and thousands of pages in many cases. And very openly classify some information they collect about us as non-PII. Yes, it could be non-personal in isolation, but as in case of Hyundai and Kia, when you collect all that car diagnostic information, the VIN number of a car on itself could be non-personal. But when you combine a vehicle identification number with my address, with my social media account, it suddenly becomes very personal. So it's sneaky that car manufacturing companies would classify that your vehicle identification number is not personally identifiable. And they get away with it because privacy laws, again, are yet to catch up. As per Australian privacy law, you need to have at least 2 identifying attributes for that group to become personally identifiable. That's the law as of today. So the VIN, the vehicle identification number on its own, is technically not personally identifiable. But that's not the real world we live in. We don't live in thousands and thousands of pages of legal books. We don't live in that ecosystem. We are humans. We live outside, and where the car ecosystem is collecting all the information about us from real lives. Yes, there is some noise in Canberra and other capitals, but action? Zero. The 2023-2030 cybersecurity strategy set foundation for something known as connected vehicle consultation. The Department of Transport came out to the industry in December 2023. Hey, industry, not B2C, not us, car customers, car manufacturers, B2B. Hey, we want to consult you about improving our privacy laws and connected vehicle ecosystem. December 2023 is when they completed that consultation, not came out, completed. They're yet to come out with any output of, okay, you collected heaps of data in December, what are you doing about it? Are there any recommendations? Nothing yet. In 2024, the National Connected Automated Vehicle Action Plan has set foundation for some acts that they promised would come out late 2026. The most troubling, or what I feel most disappointed about, is while considering the updates recommended by the Attorney General's Department, the federal government, I'm no political aspiration there, no political angle there, just privacy law is managed by the federal government. They dropped the fair and reasonable test. The Attorney General's Department had recommended a fair and reasonable test, like a pub test, to limit the data collected by not just connected cars for any ecosystem, any industry collecting data. The federal government dropped that from the amendments they would make, not they haven't, make to the Privacy Act. So what can we do as individuals? The government is not coming to save you yet. So what can we as individuals do? Quite a few things. To start with, Please, please, please read the privacy policy. You can't hide behind that, I'm not technically savvy, I don't understand this. Nobody else is going to do it for you. If you don't read it, it's your privacy, your kids' privacy, your friends' privacy that you bring along in your car. As parents, as kids, or as friends, it's our job to please read the privacy policies and take whatever action you can take without voiding your warranty. A lot of privacy changes you can make, they could void your warranty of the car, so be mindful of that. Where possible, opt out. You don't have to sign every page when you're buying that car. You don't have to click accept if you're buying that online. You don't have to consent to everything if you're downloading a mobile app. Please turn your GPS navigation off, including in your phone, if you're not actively using it, including in your car. Keep your phone and cars up to date. Please update your software. As much as I preach, as my wife, I end up updating her phone all the time. Like, why is this not up to date? I updated my phone 6 months ago. Why haven't you? So it is a problem. It's not just preaching. Please keep your phone and car software up to date. And don't sync with your phone. I booked a Hyundai. I got a Kia when I rented the car. And I brought my family over. The kids wanted to listen to music. I connected my phone to the Kia. I did not sync everything with the Kia. I just connected the Bluetooth. If that's all you need, please limit what you're connecting or what you're syncing with your car. Some people sync up their password vaults with the car. That just boggles my mind. Why do you need to sync your password vault with your car? To avoid getting abused by a connected car, please try and own your car as a single owner. There have been many, many very publicly known legal battles where your joint legal co-owner could not be kicked out because they owned the car, and that co-owner was the abuser. The victim could not kick them out of the mobile app because legally that person co-owns the car. Where possible, please own your car single-handedly. Act fast. If you suspect security or privacy abuse, Tesla keeps logs, administrative logs. If your co-owner is an abuser, he does something through the Tesla mobile app, Tesla keeps those logs for 7 days. That's it. If you report your case after the 7 days, again, publicly reported in that case earlier, Tesla was, sorry, we don't have any logs. What happened, who did what, we don't know. So please act fast. Delete, before you hand over your car for servicing or reselling, please delete your data. How do you do that? There is a website called Privacy for Cars that lists detailed steps about deleting data from your cars, and they have hundreds and hundreds of cars, instructions about hundreds of cars. Please visit Mozilla Foundation's Privacy Not Included. I'm not affiliated with any of those, not selling anything, but if the Mozilla Foundation's Privacy Not Included is not limited to cars. That's just an eye-opening web page. And Privacy for Cars is primarily at this point in time UK focused. They're shifting their focus to Australia gradually, but heaps of valuable information up there. In closing, privacy doesn't die with bang. It dies when we sync our phone with the car and ignore our privacy and our family's privacy. Treat your car like your phone, or else you will continue to be a passenger while your connected car takes your privacy for a ride. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you so much. You may be glad that I currently drive a dumb car.
I so am. So do I.
Love it. We have ran out of time for questions. We do have a couple, but I'm sure everyone will be able to find you after the talk.
I'm right here.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Please join me again. Thank you so much.